Hey guys, welcome back to Old School Moto. Yeah, just going to pick up this video where the other one left off and show you how I managed to get the foot pegs on the bike quite easily. It just shows you, you just think differently and things can happen so easily. But anyway, we'll pick up, we'll briefly show that a little bit again, and then we'll go into the solution, which is straightforward. And also we've got more parts coming. I'm just going to show you some cleaning up of the aluminium parts, taking the anodising off, which is really quite cool and easy, and comes up pretty nice if you want that kind of look. So anyway, hang in there and we'll see how we go. Okay, so got the spring here. Not enough hands. Alright, let's just sit that here. Well, that ain't gonna work, is it? How the fuck are you supposed to do that? My fucking god. Okay, so last video you saw me trying to put this on, which is now on, and I'll show you how I did it over here on this one. That down. Okay, yep. Okay, so foot peg, spring and pin. Pin's got a hole in the end, which is great. So what I'm going to do is set that in where it needs to be, that way, and the foot peg and this. So what I did was just set that into place, put the pin, the spike through, and of course it's got a hole in it, so just drop that in. Just flex it over. Oops. Hang on. The little spring's flicked up the wrong way. Okay. Start again. Alright, so we just put the pin through everything, set it on the end of the pin, flex that over into position, just use the pin to locate the spring. Oh, there it's in. So it probably just needs a little bit of love with a hammer. And there we go. Happy days. And how easy was that? So we can put the pin in there. I did notice on the parts diagram that it shows the pin going in the other way on this side. So I don't know if that's something to do with the foot peg or, sorry, the foot peg, the kickstart. But obviously if it is, then it's easy enough to change around. But it seems odd having the pin going through that way. If the pin comes out, that still sits there. If it's the other way around, the pin comes out, it can fall out and the foot peg falls off, and that's going to be quite disastrous if you're travelling at a great rate of knots. But anyway, there it is, foot pegs. So I've been cleaning and just cleaning things up, so I haven't really taken a lot of video because it's just pretty boring, scrubbing, rubbing and and what have you. I've cleaned up the rear shock. I'm part of the way through cleaning up the forks. Those are all in pretty good nick. There was a slight weep on one of the forks, but I'm going to try this. And this is the thing I bought off Temu. Temu, or it might have been AliExpress, but it's what they call a fork seal saver thing or whatever, but you use that to scrape all the crap out around the fork seal. And I'm just going to see if it works. So, you know, it's only a couple of dollars. Just check it out. Like, will it work? I don't know. So we're going to find out. And also, what else we got? Got a few things to sort of go back on. You know, one of the good things I got was the set of replacement nuts and bolts for all the things, like all the plastics and external stuff. And I mean, that just saves a lot of time. As you've seen in the previous video, I've been plating a bit of stuff. There's still, you know, things like engine mount bolts, swing arm bolts, and bits and pieces that still need plating. Some of the stuff has been in pretty good nick, and a couple of things have been a bit rough. But yeah, you know, I was cleaning them up and making them look good. I think that's probably about it for the moment, and we'll see how this goes. Hang in there. Okay, so that's got the rear shock. Yeah, look, I haven't repainted the spring or anything, just cleaned it up, and still got to adjust the preload and what have you, but not too bad. Just turn that around so we can get to it easy once it's in. All right. I'm just going to sit that in place just so that it's off the floor and out of the way. Okay, so we have the fork seal saver thing here. So the little thin piece is supposed to dig in around the fork, spin it around, and it'll scrape all the crap out. That's pretty much it. So anyway, here we go. Let's clip that on there. Okay, this sticks out a bit, so I think we're going to have to put our finger on there and push it in. Okay, and it's hard to see here, but that's gone down inside the seal. I don't know how that's supposed to work. A little bit of crap there, but didn't really do what I thought it would, so I'll start again. I think that little piece sits out from the leg, and you've got to try and make that dig in between the seal and the fork leg. So feels awfully tight. Oh wow. Hopefully the camera can pick that up, but there's quite a lot of gunge come off that. Interesting. Just going to get a rag and put that in there and just sort of wipe it all out. Okay, that's interesting. So with this tool, apparently, which I've already just done because I wanted to test it, you first use it on the dust seal and pop the dust seal out, get that out of the way, and then go down and use it on the fork seal. So it pulled a lot of gunge out of there. That's interesting. And what I would do now is, I've got a bit of, I know this is like 400 grit. So what we want to do is take the glaze off the fork leg, and you need to do it in like a cross hatch, so it needs to, you know, be going that way and then that way. So that's the way I find it to do it, is just spin it around. Nothing too dramatic. Just want to just take that kind of glaze off, and giving it a cross hatch kind of pattern will allow the fork, well, will stop the fork seal from leaking as well. Because before you do that, all the lines run up and down, so anything that leaks out, can leak down one of those lines. Cross hatching it keeps it there. I've seen people do this quite heavily, as in very easy to see all the crosshatch, and you know, I don't know, that maybe that's okay, but for me, I'm kind of like, I'd just rather see it, you know, just very, very mild looking. Like, I've noticed they've got a couple of little nicks here, so I will just make sure that they're smooth. So all right, okay, so the second fork leg, and I just show you the whole process. So we've got the fork cleaner, or whatever you want to call it, and so what they say is first just to do the dust seal. Alright, I'll just spin that around. Okay, got a little bit of crap on it, not much, so it's pretty clean. And take that off, wipe it on the rag. Just pop the dust seal out. Alright, so again, it's got a, you know, that's down, and that does sit out a little bit, so we've got to try and force it in, or push it against the tube and slide it in to the seal. So I'm just going to use that little screwdriver and force it into place. And that, again, not much on it, it's actually pretty clean. So this fork, this particular side, didn't show any real signs of leakage, so it was pretty good. Go back to the paper again, just try and give it a bit of a cross hatch. both these fork tubes had a couple of nicks in. This one's got one down here, so just going to carefully go over that to make sure that it's not a high spot, even though you'd be right down there full compression. You know, it would just tear the seal. So all right, that seems okay. Doesn't seem like it wants to go back in real easy, but there we go. All right. Okay, so what I did notice with these two legs is this one, you can hear the oil running down. It seems that it's full. And this other one, you can hear the oil running. It's just a little bit. It just doesn't seem quite like it's full. So before I set those back into place, I'm going to pop the caps, drain the oil, check how much is in each one, and put new oil in it. So yeah. Okay, so I've already emptied one fork, the one that seemed to have the least oil in it. I mean, would you look at that? That is fucking disgusting. Like, when was it ever serviced? Like, really? But you know, I haven't got the funds to do too much with it. I guess if those fork seals fail, they'll then I'm up to a rebuild. But obviously, I can drain it and flush it out and put new oil in. So anyway, I've got this one ready to come out, and we'll see what the oil's like in that. Hang in there. Okay, so this one doesn't look much better, but anyway, we'll see. Oh my god, that is just like fucking sewer water, isn't it? That is fucking disgusting. Okay, so I have worked it out. We've got 390 ml of oil, and you can see obviously the colour's different. Just saying, so the old oil, although it didn't smell bad, and when I emptied it out it didn't have much in the way of silt or, you know, grunge in it, I just don't know, maybe that's the colour it's supposed to be, but whatever. Anyway, so 390 ml of 508 is going in. Anyway, we'll know where we I think the action should feel better with a full dose of oil, because both legs, like I said before, both legs were down on their specified amount. So there's obviously been some leakage. But it's going to be interesting to see if that little fork seal saver tool actually makes any difference or works. So yeah, I mean, it was only a couple of dollars, and I thought, well, why not try it? Like, you never know, do you? All right, that's one. All right, just tighten that up. I've just set all the clickers back to a neutral, so they're just all in the center of soft and hard. So we'll see. Okay, one down. this other one ready. All right. Okay, so number 2. All right. All good. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so just here, I've got some parts. These parts were anodized that color. I've stripped them, and I thought I'll just show you how it's done. So what we've got is caustic soda. I'll put about like 1/4 cup in that much water, which is probably, I don't know, maybe 500-600 ml of water. I've also got some ordinary water there, and these parts were that color. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to drop that in there. It should only take around about 30 seconds or so to rip the anodizing off. But anyway, let's just drop that in. Obviously rubber gloves are a good thing because it is caustic, so it will burn. Look, that's only been in there, you can already see that's been in there like, I don't know how long is that, maybe 20 seconds or so. It's already stripped it off. So usually they say that it will take around about 30 seconds to 3 minutes depending on the strength of the mix and also the thickness of the anodizing or how well anodized it is. Alright, that is completely stripped of anodizing. I'm just going to rinse that off now. And there we go. Looking cool.